In this video, we're going to be exploring the 5-2-3 formation, which I think is also called the 5-2-2-1 formation. And this formation is so good. It's just so overpowered, and I didn't want to join the whole 5 at the back gang, but honestly, it's ridiculous. And I'm going to go through exactly why it's so OP, why it works so well, and we're going to break it down completely. So sit back, relax, and let me do the talking. So the team I've currently got is you kind of need a certain amount of players to sort of play this formation. So the wing backs are going to be the big sort of point of this team. So I'll get into them in a minute. I'll explain them last as they need a bit more explaining than everyone else. But let's start off with the defense. So in the defense, you kind of need people who have good AI defending and who can be quote unquote lengthy, as I'm pretty sure you've heard, that noise, that word even, put around everywhere. So I've got Rudiger, very, very good defensively, quick with lengthy, muscles everyone off the ball. He's incredible. Got Van Dijk, again, pretty much the exact same as Rudiger, very, very good defensively. And then I've got Koundé, who's sort of my very, very quick defender, and there's a reason why he's on the right side of the defence, and I'll get into that a bit later. Midfield, you kind of want a defensive midfielder, and then you want an attacking midfielder. So Valverde is my attacking sort of style midfielder, and then Kessie is my defensive one. Then you want any sort of striker that suits your play style. Really, I like the whole lengthy thing, so I've got a lengthy striker. Danjuma at left wing, because he is just a monster on this game. He's ridiculous. And then we also then have Raheem the Dream Sterling on the right. He's sort of my nimble player. So let's break down. Let's go from the top of what these tactics are, because like I said, it's a very, very fantastic formation. So I currently play balanced on defensive style. I find it's just what I know, and it works well for me. I don't concede in this team ever, but I score loads of goals, so I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I don't see the point of changing it. I've just left the width and depth on the same, really. I haven't really delved into them yet, but it's worked for me at the moment, so I've just kept it there. Build-up play. So I've got long ball. So what long ball does is everyone sort of makes little runs behind, and then you can ping it from the midfield and forward. Sort of works well for this game with everyone being lengthy. And Ronaldo, he makes great runs, so it helps me that way. And I don't know why, I just find the team plays a lot better with long ball. Then I've got direct passing. So direct passing sort of it's more to feet. So you ain't got to although I've got long ball, the players that aren't making the runs will then come to feet, and it makes the passing a bit more smoother. Players will sort of find space, and they're not all over the pitch and getting marked up as easily as they would be if it was unbalanced. Width 50 again. Haven't seen the point in changing it. Players in the box. I've got it on 3. You can adjust this to what suits you best, to be honest. But I have 3 at the moment. Corners, I have 3 up there. I sort of changed this depending on how I feel, because you kind of. Ideally, you want less because you don't want to get counter-attacked, but then you also want players in the box to score from corners. But most of the time, I just take short corners, so I just leave it at this. Free kicks, exact same. But let's get into the juicy stuff. So let's go into the tactics, instructions. So in the instructions, Danjuma and Sterling are going to be on the exact same instructions. They play the exact same role, and that is defensive support, come on defence, because then that creates a 4 in midfield. So you then have 5 at the back and then 4 in midfield. So it's very hard to break down, because you have 9 men even behind the ball, which is great. That's just how we want to play, because we sort of want to be kind of counter-attacking in this team. That's kind of how I play it. So we've got Danjuma will come back on defence, and then Sterling will come back on defence as well. Get in the box for cross, so then they'll be in the box when we're inevitably attacking. Ronaldo, I've got him on stay forward, balanced width, mixed attack, because I put him on. I find he plays so much better if I don't tell him to get in behind. I think his AI is just so OP as it is. I don't tell him to get in behind. But if you're finding your attackers aren't making the runs you need, then do get in behind, because then they will make runs. But I just prefer it with Ronaldo just to not run in behind, but stay forward, because you want that player to be up front. You don't want him coming back as well. You want him to stay up front, so like when you're defending, you can clear it up to someone. And now Valverde and Kessie are quite interesting because they play two completely different roles. So Valverde, we have balanced attack, get in the box for cross, so he'll be bombing forward as well, and then he'll be covering wing. We don't want him to be covering centre. We want him to cover wing. Kessie. Now Kessie is a different type of player because he's my defensive style player. He'll be staying back whilst attacking. So he'll be our defensive player. We don't want him going forward at all. We want him to stay back in front of the defence. And now the wing backs. The wing backs are the reason why this formation is just ridiculous. Because what they do is they will stay back whilst attacking, which people might be like, okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, but let me explain in a minute. So run type will be overlap. We don't want them coming in narrow. We want them to be staying as wide as they can be. So they'll then be overlapping Sterling and Danjuma. And the thing with FIFA is, it's always had this option, but it's great this year, is if you press up on the D-pad and then left, you will have this option where you can turn your left wing backs and right wing backs into attacking fullbacks. And the reason why that's so good is you can turn it on and off like that and not have to go in the menus to change it. And the thing with this is I find that you can... So I start off the game with them staying back. I don't want my opponent to be like, blitz me out there. So I like to see how my opponent's playing, just see where he's going and all that stuff. And then he'll eventually get used to my attacking style. So I'll be attacking with 4 players and he'll get used to that and he'll probably feel quite secure in that. Around about the 30th minute mark, if I'm not getting anywhere, I will just boom like that, change left wing back, right wing backs into attacking fullbacks. And then what they will then do is they will bomb forward, overlapping Danjuma, and create this massive space and this overload on the left or right side. And it just, I don't know why, but the defence just seems to just get absolutely ripped apart. They come so wide to try and mark the left wing backs, and there's so much, the space just opens up. It's mad. And I've been scoring like 8 goals in like first halves with this team. It's ridiculous how like you just blitz them out there, all because of the left and right wing backs. And as you can see, my current ones, they're not even that great. Like they're not even like fantastic, wing backs. I mean, Reece James is all right, but they're not like elite class, players. But they're just insane just because of how great this formation is. And then as soon as you lose the ball, they just sprint right back again. So it doesn't matter really because they just bomb it back in the 5-back, and boom, you're then set up again. And even if they don't get back in time, you then have 3 defenders that are sick that they then have to get by. And it's just fantastic. And then even then, they have to get past Kessie as well. And it's such a good formation. And that's why it's just unreal. But yeah, try it out for yourselves. Like I just changed the positions. I spent a little bit of money on position modifiers, changed it, see how it was, and it really worked for me. Yeah, so that's all really. Just that's the custom tactics, and it's fantastic. And give it a go. Just give it a go. Give it a try. Yeah, and let me know if you've given it a go and how you were with it. And if you like this video and if it helped you, I will subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.